They about to go crazy. Like, he takes these pictures of me. This was like the icing on the cake, baby. The cherry on the sundae, okay? So I was like, go for breakfast. Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, no, like, we ain't doing that. I said, baby, no. I said what I said, and it's gonna stay like that, okay? I looked at him and I was like, no. Hey friends, welcome back to our channel where I inspire your desire to be great, to be great, to be great. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, watching another video. If you are new to my channel, come here. Hey, my name is Christina. Nice to meet you. To my amazing supporters, thank y'all so much for all of your amazing support. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Wagwan. And Wagwan. Yeah, alright. If y'all don't know, speaking patois, Jamaican, since we have a Jamaican food mukbang, as y'all could tell by the title of this video, I'ma also do a crazy, okay, some crazy story time in here, okay? But before we continue, y'all already know it's Tuesday, January 17th. It's currently 10:47 p.m. y'all. It's 10:47, yes, and I am just eating. The last time I ate was like around 3-4 o'clock, and I actually ate breakfast at that time. I'm about to take my bracelets off because I want to eat comfortably, so that's what we gonna do. But what's on my plate right now, oops, I'm gonna show y'all, is corned beef and cabbage, of course. Festivals, if you're Jamaican, you know what festival is. If not, go look it up. It's thebomb.com. And I got homemade fries, of course, and then I got cornbread, period. And then for drinks, I got my water, of course, and then I have this, what is this called? So I ain't gonna say too much, but it's by Snapple and it's watermelon lemonade. To me, it tastes like a lollipop, but I don't know, depending on how I'm feeling after I finish my food, I'm gonna either drink that or I got some milk to go with my honey cornbread because it's kind of like dessert low-key. But yeah, we gonna get into it. So I'm gonna eat while I'm talking to y'all. So I actually have come up with several topics, y'all, like story times that I could share with y'all, and they about to go crazy. Like this one is the first one. So this is so good, so wow. I'm about to tell y'all about the times that I traveled by myself without my husband, and I got some stalkers. I got some wild, crazy men that just wouldn't leave me alone, y'all. Like, wouldn't leave me alone. Don't believe that I'm married. Just crazy stuff. Even though I'm married, he's married, got a whole family, still trying to pursue me, all of that. So we're gonna get into it. So I think this actually happened on the same trip, and that was the trip where I was like, okay, I'm never, like, I could no longer go anywhere without my husband. Like, I can't travel without him. I just can't. I actually got some other story times, but I'm gonna save those for another video. These two, like, main story time, they literally happened on the same trip. So I went to a business trip in Long Beach, California. This was back in like 2018, 2019, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know exactly what year, but it was sometime then, y'all. So first experience, I'm at so we were staying at this hotel. I traveled with like my mentor or whatnot on this trip. So it was me and like a few other ladies that was on this trip together, but still I predominantly traveled by myself. So first situation, like a lot of people that's that do this business that I do, they most of the time we end up staying at the same hotel. So staying at the same hotel, we leave now because they had trolleys in that area, and the trolley was like close enough and it was more affordable. I think it was actually free instead of taking the Uber. So me and my girls, my ladies, my mentor, we decided we was gonna take the trolley. In the process, while we waiting at the thing, this guy, I don't want to start at him. This guy comes up to me first of all, and he's like, oh, no, first he brings me like flowers. He went, he went over to this, like this bush, not bush, but it was like a little garden around the hotel that we were staying at. And he picked us some flowers. He picked flowers. So I see him picking flowers and coming. I'm like, where is he going? Whatever. So he comes over to me and he's like, these are for you. So I'm like, for me? Why are they for me? And he was like, cause like you're so beautiful. Like I've never seen a woman as beautiful as you. You're so attractive. So my mentors are like, my business partners, let me just say that, they're there laughing. They're like, oh, we gonna tell your husband. Like we just kikiing about it because we like, this man is not serious, right? So, but he was serious. So he's like, can you hold the flowers and let me take like pictures of you and I'm gonna send you the pictures or whatever. So me, y'all know me, I'm super nice, I'm super friendly. So literally like in my head, I'm like, okay, it's cool, like he gonna be my friend, like it's nothing serious. So he takes these pictures of me, we exchange phone numbers, and again, like the whole trolley ride, he's telling me how like I'm so beautiful, you never met a woman like me, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay. So eventually I'm like, I'm married, like, you know, because now you gotta set the boundary. Like, it's not obvious that I have a ring on my finger. It's not obvious that my mentors are like joking. My business partners are joking that they're gonna tell my husband. Like, it's obvious at this point, right? So I'm like, listen, I know you're trying to be like cool, like it's nice, I appreciate the compliments, but I'm married. Y'all, whole vibe change, like whole vibe change. So he like, what? You're married and you let me do this? And I'm like, no, I didn't let you do anything. You picked the flowers, you brought them, you decided to take pictures, you decided to send them to me. So like what, I'm gonna be like, no, like you cool. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Not just that, as an attractive woman, I get hit on all the time. I get attention all the time. So I'm used to it and I kind of know how to handle it, right? So now, trolley ride in, we get to the convention center. So my business partners, they're walking like distance like behind now, and it's just me and him walking. So once my business partners like fell behind where they were walking, he's like, so are you really married? Like, I need to see pictures, all this stuff, right? So I'm like, yes, I am married. So I show him the pictures, all that. He don't believe me. He still don't believe me that I'm married. Like, he think it's a joke. He think it's my brother, which is weird as hell. Like, why would I show you a picture of my brother? Like, I have a ring on my finger. I'm not going to be walking around with a ring on my finger just because. But I guess that is a thing that people do. So, excuse me. Hold on. Oh, this food is so bomb. Like, I did my thing on this one. So back to the story. So he still don't believe I'm married. He proceeds to be like, send me a friend request on Facebook or whatever. I said, no, you send it. And then he was like, he was trying to like look for me, but he couldn't find me, whatever. Or what happened? No, that is what happened. Then he took my phone and then sent himself a friend request. Yo, when he sent me a friend request, my profile is public, like completely public. This guy decides to go on my Facebook, go on my husband's page, go on my page, looking. Now he believes me. He denied my friend request and blocked my number. I mean, I'm not pressed about it because I wasn't looking for a guy anyway, but I just thought that was interesting. But the icing on the cake for me and my business partners, y'all, so it's cool. Like, remember, we're staying at the same hotel, so I'm gonna see him again. I wasn't pressed. We went our separate ways after the meeting or whatever. Came back home, told my husband the story. He thought it was hilarious. So we get back. Me and my business partner, this is like hours later. We get back to the hotel now, and this dude is in the lobby. Knelt down talking to another girl, a whole nother girl. And it's like, baby, what? It was the funniest thing ever. So when me and my business partner got in the hotel, I don't want to say her name, but her name started with a C, so I'm gonna say C. C was like, Christina. I'm like, what? She's like, look. I'm like, what? She's like, that's the same guy that was just trying to hit on you like earlier. So she's like, look, he's on one knee, knelt down, talking to another woman. And we were like, he must be really like desperate for a girl. So that was my first like experience. Fast forward, y'all, I'm going back home. This one now, it gets crazier. Like, this whole trip was just wild, and it just did the icing on the cake. Literally, after that, my business partner was like, you can't travel by yourself no more at all. Like, you can't. Always bring your husband with you, because no. So I'm on a flight, not on a flight yet, but the business that I do, like a part of the business that I do requires networking and connecting with people. So that's why, like I said, I'm friendly, I'm nice, I'm open to like people. Like, I'm just cool. So my business partner told me to hold her stuff, because now it's me and her. We traveling back, but we actually had separate seats on the flight or whatever. And like I said, we still traveled kind of like separate. So I think I got picked up separate, she got picked up separate when we landed back home. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all this story, because this one, I was like, this was like the icing on the cake, baby, the cherry on the sundae, okay? It just was, cause I don't know. Cheers to these crazy story times. Like, I got 6 more lined up for y'all, so make sure y'all stay tuned, and I'm gonna most likely do it through a mukbang style, so stay tuned. That juice ain't did what it's supposed to. All right, let's get into part 2 of this trip. Maybe on our way back, you know, when you get to your gate, if you've traveled before, the gate is the waiting area where everybody sit, everybody chill, catch a vibe just before the flight. So I'm there, my business partner goes to the bathroom. While she at the bathroom, this dude who's sitting next to me starts talking to me. So he's like, hey, how are you? What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. So cool. I started talking to him. Again, intentions was strictly business. Like, because the business that I do requires networking. Like, you have to network with people. You have to build connections with people. So that's just a disclaimer. So we connect or whatever, and he tells me how he's like married, he has a family, all this stuff. He's he's on a business trip heading back home. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm on a business trip too. I'm married too. I think I asked him like, how long has he been married? Blah, blah, blah. So long. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, I would love to be married that long. So he takes, first I asked him for his phone number, and I'm like, I will like text you or whatever. So he's like, no, give me your phone number. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, no pressure. Like, I'll give you my number. So fast forward, like, you know, you get this weird vibe like about somebody, and you're just like, eventually it clicks in your head like, like, he weird. Like, I shouldn't have given him my number or whatever. So eventually it clicks like, this dude is mad weird. Like, on top of it, my seat was originally sitting by myself, and he creeped me out so bad. Oh no, that's what it is that he said that creeped me out. So after he took my number, he was like, oh, after we get off this flight, can we go for breakfast? So I was like, go for breakfast? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I just told you that I'm married. So what do you mean go for breakfast? So he's like, yeah, like, I will take you out for breakfast and pay. So I was just like, okay, only way I'm doing that, first of all, is if my husband's coming, and second, only for discussing business. Other than that, I'm not sure why it will make sense for you to take me out to breakfast, especially you as a married man with kids. Like, that don't make no sense. So that just creeped me out, because he was just pressing the whole breakfast thing. So he's like, oh, how are you getting home from the airport, talking to me? So I'm like, well, my husband's picking me up. So he's like, no, like, you could just come with me and I'll drop you home. And I was like, no, like, we ain't doing that. I said, if my husband's not coming to breakfast with us, I am not going. So he's like, okay, we can talk after we get off the flight. Baby, no, I said what I said, and it's gonna stay like that, okay? So he completely, that's already like few red flags here and there. First red flag was, of course, like him insisting on taking my number instead of me taking his number. Second red flag was him talking about going to breakfast, like, no. And then dropping me home, absolutely not. So now I'm freaked out. He gets on the flight before me, and as soon as he gets on the flight, I told my business partner, as soon as she came back from the bathroom, and I was like, okay, I said, this guy, I was trying to connect with him for business purposes, but he like seemed to be trying to take it further than that. He's supposed to be married, and I'm like, I'm really uncomfortable. I feel super weird. I gotta take my glasses off, y'all. I'm like, I feel super weird. Like, I feel super creeped out. Like, I'm just not feeling it. So I'm like, can we go to the stand and switch our flights to be like next to each other? So she was like, sure, let's go. So we went to the flight stand. They switched, put our flights together. Y'all, this man is so disgusting. Like, he freaked me out so bad. I was paranoid to the core, like literally paranoid to the core. So let me slow the story down, okay? I get on the flight now thinking like, okay, this guy is out of sight, out of mind somewhere. So his seat happened to be like maybe 3 or 4 seats further back than ours, right? Me and my business partner, ours is further up. Y'all, you know, like, you prepare for like landing, and like you prepare not for landing, but you prepare for like takeoff, all that stuff, seatbelt, get buckled, you chilled, you relaxed, okay? Seatbelts on. Eventually they tell you like it's safe to take your seatbelt off. Y'all, once it was safe to take our seatbelt off, this man comes down to where my seat is, and he was like, if you get lonely, thinking back now, I'm laughing, but originally I was literally scared. I just literally was terrified because I never experienced nothing like that before. So again, because this was like one of my main trips. No, I've traveled alone a few times, and I've had like experiences, but it was nothing like these two. Like, it was absolutely nothing like these two, which were like, enough was just enough. So I'm at my seat, I'm sitting next to my business partner, we catching a vibe. He gonna come and he gonna say, if you get lonely, you could come and cuddle with me, and I can hold you till you fall asleep or whatever. I looked at him and I was like, no. I was so like, and then my business partner, I think she looked at him and she was like, that is really disgusting. Like, and he looked at her and he was like, mind your business, I'm talking to her, not you. And I was like, oh, like he is on demon time. And I was like, I am not interested. Like, I just told him I am not interested. But he creeped me out so bad that even when I was on the flight and I wanted to go to the bathroom, I was so terrified that if I go to the bathroom, this man will follow me to the bathroom. Because it's like, bro, we was already in the gate area and I already told you like what it is, and now you gonna come and press me about like cuddling with you? Like, absolutely not. You're married with kids, like, no. And I'm young compared to like you. Like, this man had to have been like in his early 50s or something. Like, I'm itching thinking about this story because it's so just like creepy. But yeah, he had to have been like 50. And remind you, I'm in like my mid 20s at this point, so it was just like really, really creepy. So now after we like, it's time to get off the flight or whatever, I'm paranoid. Like, I'm so paranoid. So what my business partner decided to do, she was like, let everybody get off the plane first and let us be the last one to get off the plane. And when we're getting off the plane, give the pilot and them a heads up to call security that we might be in danger. Okay, so now we getting off the flight and, you know, we tell, I think the pilot or the people, somebody that works for the airport eventually like came on the flight and like, you know, helped us to like get out and stuff like that. But it was really creepy. I thought like maybe he was gonna be at the gate like waiting for us or something like that. But I think like security coming to the flight kind of scared him off or whatever. So fast forward to then, like this unknown number, y'all, literally for almost like a week straight called me consistently, and it had to have been him. And I was just like, it was really weird, it was really creepy. And my business partner told me, she was like, don't pick up no phone calls from a number that you do not know, y'all. But it was the weirdest, creepiest experience ever. And from there I was just like, I am not like traveling by myself, because it's always something, like always. I think even at one point a business partner noticed it and she told me like, if you feel like guys are like hitting on you or constantly pressing you, like kind of show them your ring, like talk with your hands, let them kind of like get a clue that you're married. But it was like, that was not like enough for them. Like it just wasn't enough for them. So eventually I was just like, like I can't travel by myself no more. Like I think the furthest I've gone kind of like solo, maybe with like my mama, is to Philly, and that's it. But anywhere else, I'm always like, my husband always know, like if we can't book 2 flights, ain't going. Like it's just not going. So that's my story time, y'all, of me pretty much like traveling alone. I would never do it again. Anybody out there that do like travel alone, I would say like, I think one of the things I definitely would have done different to make myself feel comfortable, but then it's kind of challenging because I used to like walk around with a box cutter. But again, I know one time I tried to travel with it because I forgot about it. Y'all, I'm so full and I didn't want to be too full for this cornbread. Bussin'. But like one of the things that I wish, well, I think I still would have kind of done differently, like traveling alone, is like when you touch down, depending on how you're traveling, I say get like a mace. If you want to take it there and feel more comfortable with that, get licensed to carry a firearm. That is something that I'm gonna do in the future. Of course, like on a flight, you can't travel with certain things, so it really does make it kind of hard. But the best solution is, if someone makes you feel uncomfortable on a flight, you feel endangered, let the pilot and the aircraft crew know, so that they could call security to possibly escort you and make you feel safe. But I know there are some people, like they could travel alone and they are fine. But for the people that maybe have had experiences where they've traveled alone and it wasn't the best experience, do what's best to like protect yourself, because I've heard stories of like girls that have gotten like raped or almost got raped or taken advantage of and different things like that. So just always like find a way to protect yourself. Try to travel in groups, and just be as alert as possible, be as on guard as possible. Like that's the best thing I could tell y'all. But I would not travel alone again. Like I don't think, hold on y'all, I don't think I've traveled alone in like a really long time. I'm gonna try to find the pics of when I traveled. I think it was 2019. It had to have been, it must have been 2019. Hold on. Yeah, I think, see, you know, there's a time I was in Long Beach in 2018 as well. Hold on, y'all. Yep, this was a trip for sure, because I remember this Christmas tree actually that I took a video of. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, so it was definitely in 2018 that it happened, which was what, that was like almost, that was literally 4 years ago. So ever since then, I don't like travel by myself no more. Like I don't, because it's not safe at all. And then especially like being an attractive woman, it makes it like even more challenging. So I mean, I've had people that even when I was with my husband I hate to share this story, but I remember like there was a time, it was me, my brother. This time we was in Miami. It was me, my brother, his fiance, and my husband. And we all like, you know, we went out or whatever. We was just chilling, catching a vibe. And even while like my husband is right next to me, this guy comes up to me and was like, oh, are you single? Can I get your number? And I was like, my husband is right here. And he just left. He was like, okay, I respect it. And he left. And it was just like, baby, what? Like, so it's just crazy. But I'm gonna actually do a separate story time video like on what's it like being an attractive woman, and like just share with y'all like some very interesting, crazy story times of like me being hit on like over these past 8 years, because we've been together for 8 years. So I have some very interesting story times that I'm gonna share with y'all, but that will be in a separate video. But moral of the story is stay safe, y'all. Safety first. Safety is important. Yes, it may sound like a great idea, it may sound very cost effective to travel solo, but your safety comes first. So if you are watching this video, thank you for watching. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I finished my food. Comment below for more mukbangs. Thumbs up for more mukbangs. Subscribe to my channel for more mukbangs. And I don't feel like drinking milk, so we're going to do water. Cheers to more mukbangs in 2023. And cheers to more story time videos in 2023. And cheers to not traveling alone as an attractive woman in 2023. Period. So that's all I got for y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video where I inspire your desire to be great, to be great, to be great.